Hey everybody, welcome back. It has been a while. I haven't done a video in quite some time. And the reason why is I just didn't know what to do. We've got like 600 videos. So I've come up with about 4 different sections of new videos that I think you'll enjoy, that I have to enjoy also. And my love is my sketchbooks, which are behind me, probably drawing in about 60 right now, with over 100 on the shelves. Art supplies, I'm staring at a complete art supply store. As a kid, I could not afford art supplies. So now I've way more than made up for it as an adult. So I probably have enough art supplies to last me another 20 years without buying anything. Sketchbooks, probably the same. My true love is the Getty Center. I love the Getty. And they had a show there where you could sit and draw. It was a learn how to draw show. The problem with it is you can't just learn how to draw by copying a sculpture. You have to be trained. And this goes after many, many, many years. My teacher, Glenn Villepoux, said to me when I was 20 years old, come back in 40 years. It's been 46 years. I still study with him. I'm very lucky. Some people would call it blessed that I get to sit in on his classes, and I do every week. It's starting to make sense. It's been 46 years. It's starting to make sense. So people don't want to hear that. They want it now. Well, you're not going to get it now. There's a lot that goes into this. So what I thought I would do is do that show that they had at the Getty, and they had this wonderful paper, and it says Getty on it. So I took a few sheets and talked to one of my friends there, and they said, yeah, they'll just throw stuff away when they're done. So I grabbed a few sheets, and we're going to be in this section going to the Getty. Now, here's where it gets really fun. The Getty is being remodeled right now. So most of the buildings, most of the galleries are closed, and they will be for quite some time. But I have them here on my iPad that go back many, many years. I have the shows and the actual artwork from the Getty on the iPad. So what we're going to do is use this paper as a portal to get us into the Getty. And then we're going to go through and look at the different artwork, and then we're going to draw from that. But this portal from this paper, because I don't have that much of it, will take us to other sketchbooks. So we're always going to start with one of these sheets of paper. So I thought that'd be kind of fun right now. So here's some drawings that were done on this paper, and it's pretty good stuff. It's a wove. I was a printer, so I definitely know paper. So it's a wove paper, and it seems pretty good. Grain long, so it's grain short, so the grain is going this way, and here it would be going against. So it's grain short, and it seems pretty good. But it says Getty on there, which is, again, the Getty is my happy place. It's where it would be for most guys my age. They like to play golf. I don't care. They like fast cars, nice cars. I don't care. Um, Maybe they're looking around, in other areas. Not me. I married absolute perfection. Um, I'm a grandpa. I'm a dad. I love my students. I care about my kids, my students, as if they're my own kids. So for me, my passion is sketchbooks and the Getty, and they do go together. So when I go to the Getty, because I'm not the brightest tack in the tack drawer, I would take a picture of the floor that I'm on. So this was elevator 4, and I always park over here. See, so if we go over here, let's see, I would be parking right over here. So if that parking spot's not open, then I go down to the next floor. Now there could be 1,000 parking spots open, but unless that one parking space is open, I go down to the next floor to make sure to see if that parking space is open. They probably have letters for this, but when I was a kid, they just called us strange. So here we go. So here's my place. This is the Getty. And when I walk up these stairs, I float. I'm just in heaven. So we go there. Now, the cool part about it now is in this studio, I probably have about 1,500 plus books. Really fun stuff. But I also am a stack reader for the Getty Research Library. So I have access to the entire research library. And the guard she's just a wonderful, wonderful lady. And she's now studying at our school. And I just love seeing her when I come in. And you go in there and you have a lanyard. If you have a lanyard, that's it. You're there. So I have my lanyard and I go in and they scan it. And then you go to an elevator and you use your ID card for the elevator because that's the only way you're going to get in there to go down. You go down to the third floor and I'll show you the floor. I'll show it to you. And we're going to study also in the research library. And I have taken photos from that. And this was before that. But I have so many photos. So you're now going to have access to the artwork that's no longer on view right now and won't be for quite some time because they're remodeling the Getty. And we also have access to the library. And there's nothing in there that's secretive, so it's not as big. And if it was, then I wouldn't show it. I was approved pretty quick, within a very short amount of time, probably like an hour, to be a stack reader. And most of the people that are stack readers are PhDs who are doing research. I'm just a person who draws. Here's some pencils, okay? And what we'll do is, so you can see it, we'll go with black polychrome. This is a case that I bought at the Getty. They say you have to shop in their store, so I do, even though I have a lot of stuff. That was pencil sharpener. Corey likes that. It makes him excited. So we're going to start in my favorite room that's not open right now. And this is the Rubens room. And you can see I've taken photos really close. You see, you really can get in there and see the details. They're a lot nicer to me now. I mean, in the beginning, you walk in there, if you have a pen, what are you going to do with this? Well, I'm going to draw. No, you can't use that. It's a pen. I know, I'm going to use it. I'm going to draw. No, you have to give it to us. We'll give it back to you when you leave. Now I walk in there because I have a lanyard. And they go, what is that? I go, well, it's, about 150,000 cans of spray paint and some tomato soup. Well, go right ahead, sir. So no, it's not fun. Not true. But I do bring this in there and I just sit and draw and love it. So here we go. This is Getty and let's have some fun. So you can see it's mostly curved to straights. You're playing opposites and that's what Rubens would do. I love the Rubens room. I'm sorry that it's not open right now, but we have it here in multiple photos. And we're going to draw a lot. So you can draw with me, you could learn, but I'm going to show you the base of the information, the basic part of it. And then the actual, if you wanted to get deeper into it, we have an actual video library that you can own. You just go to our school and you can purchase them. They're really inexpensive. If you get the video library, the classes, and do that along with the book, you're set. Okay, so let's go with here. Here's the head. It's going back. So this is like an arrow going this way. It's going back. So we go like this. And from here, I can draw any face. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and around. Then I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, and around. Okay, so we've got that. Okay. Now the next part is we want to see where the nose is. The nose is here. The nose knows where the weight is. We'll come down. So I have a general idea. We're compressing. The weight's going to be on this leg, so we're going to get kind of a squish. And Rubens kind of playing with you here. But we're going to go this way, and then we're going to go this way. There are no secrets. There are no, I don't even know what to say. I don't get it. Unlock the potential of your art journey. Seriously? Learn. Today we're going to learn plein air painting. We'll supply food and supplies. Okay, that's fine. So you're not going to starve. You won't be a starving artist. You will walk away with a painting. Most of the time, what you learn in the first day of painting is this is your paintbrush, and where's the bathroom? There's so much to learn. Let's just say plein air painting. There's so much to learn. You have composition, you have drawing, which is guiding the eye, gesture. Trees have gesture, so that's trees have to deal with weight. So that's gesture, which is weight, balance, proportion, who, why, how, and motivator. Structure. So that's your cross contours. It's all in the books. You have to learn your major minor. What is your value story? You have to learn open close. You have to learn what I call elevator escalators. You have to learn basic composition, how to guide the eye, where to tell it, how to simplify. I mean, sometimes I look at these paintings like, what are you trying to show me? It's just cluster. You know what I mean? It's cluster. It's bad. And then you have to learn color. You have to learn edges. You know, painting is shape, edges, value, and color. You're gonna learn that in one day. Why don't you just do paint by numbers? So we're blowing all that out in this series. So here we go. Again, 1, 2, 3. It's just guiding the eye. Why is it 3? 3 seems to be kind of a magic number. Things grow in 3s. Anatomy works in 3s. I guess people die in 3s. I don't know. 3 is just kind of fun. So 1, 2, 3. It could be 4. It doesn't matter. But it's pulling the eye. We're going to come around this way. And then this is going to go up because the weight's on this leg. We're going to go here. And then that's going to do the same thing. Come back. 1, 2, 3. So that's kind of fun. Okay, this is squishing. Okay, there's pelvis. The distance between your rib cage and your pelvis is 1 fist. Did you learn that? I'm frustrated because it's getting to be, if my old teachers saw what was going on today, they would be just livid. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in the room. So here we go. Boom, 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 coming around. This leg's going to come towards me. So we can start with the cross contour and then go 3. And it's going to come towards us. And we're going to come around this way. Rubens, it's kind of weird. It's like a lot of his paintings are the same poses. And he just puts them in different compositions. So she's going this way. The other thing is, we're not going to be copying these paintings. We're just going to use them as a guide. When you walk through the Getty, you really need to hear the great philosopher Jiminy Cricket, as he said, only let the artwork be your guide. Only let the model be your guide. We're not there to copy it. We're there to learn from it. See? So here, I want to bring this down, so I'll go over here. See that? So there we go. Bring the hand down. And then she's got this arm going this way. And the reason why it's going this way is because it's not going that way. So this is some really deep stuff. When you're doing a drawing and you have an arm going this way, it's going this way because it's not going that way. Real deep. Yeah, I think it's deep. I sit and think about that all the time. I sit in my studio late at night and I go, wow, dude. Dude. So, like Rubens put the arm kind of going that way because, whoa, dude, because it's not going the other way. That's how Rubens used to talk. He was kind of a surfer dude, right? And then the thing that he did is if he had an arm going this way, he made the other one go the opposite. Law of opposite. Did you learn that in one day? So that's where it's getting really ridiculous out there. But we're going to, in these series of videos, we're going for the truth. We're going to go for what my teachers taught 50 years ago. Okay. Um, for people who don't know me, I'm kind of a recluse. I spend about 80% of my time in complete silence and I study. I started learning at 13 from a director, Eddie Rayberg. Remember that name? And Eddie was a real classic animator, which means he was kind of crotchety. Here's the pit of the neck, and then we're going to walk on down, and then we're going to hit the sternum, and then we're going to go to the belly button, and then the pubic arch. So Eddie he was just a crotchety guy. He was my mentor, and he was I met him at 13. He was about 67, and I was with him till I was in my early 20s. But I started working at 19 because of Eddie, and he taught me a lot of the tricks. And there are pro tips. So if I say to you, this is a pro tip, it may not be in any books, or it might be in the books because it's passed down. So probably my two major influences would be Eddie Rayberg and of course Glenn Vilppu, but there's also Brian Eastman. So let's go down the list real quick. And then you're going to get most of my words in these videos. So I'm going to talk a lot and I'm going to talk fast, and it's very typical of the college classroom. My college classrooms were lecture classes. That's what it said on the catalog, lecture class. So I was up there just pounding information, and some students just wanted to draw. So fine, put your headphones on, but I got to get that information out there. So we have different schools of drawing, and I was very lucky to be mentored by those schools. So, of course, Eddie Rayberg, which would be the New York School of Animation. So that would be going back to Flasher time. And so I'm Flasher trained, New York, and then um, real solid in the drawing, very New York. Art Students League, that area. And then, very New York, okay. And then Vilppu would be Art Center on 3rd Street, going back to Fidelson and Carmian and Vilppu, so I got that. And then Brian Eastman, painting, illustration, right from the beginning of Art Center. He is a genius, and he taught me painting. And then we have Fred Fixler. Oh, yeah. And as much as people would laugh because Fred would beat me up, we really did get along. And he'd give me that smile, and he'd look at me and smile. But we were on two different sides of the school because I was animation and he was illustration. And, with Fred, if it wasn't the Fred way, it wasn't anyway. But I learned a lot from him. So you're going to learn Riley here. And put on top of that some of the best animators who've ever walked the planet, who have beaten the crap out of me. You're going to get that information. Graphic arts, study with great designers, and then, of course, working in it. If you haven't done it, it doesn't make sense, you see. So we're going to go into the Getty Library, and we're going to grab books off the shelf that actually they look like Michelangelo used them or something. Like a set of books on Raphael. There's 7 of them. I took photos of all of them, and they're just like beautiful old-fashioned books. It's really cool. So we're going to look at those, and I think we're going to have some fun. The fun part for me is that this is my passion. So here we go. She's going back, so we're going to do a cross contour going back like this. Now the problem is, as soon as you put in that cross contour, it stops the eye. It can't go any further. So what we're going to do is think of this as like in Europe, those roundabouts, kind of a whoop-de-doop roundabout. And And then we're going to do like an off ramp or an on ramp. So go like this, boom, boom, see? And then we have these on ramps, so that will help us. Okay, so we're going here, pit of the neck, sternum, navel, pubic arch. So when I'm at the Getty, I'm pretty quiet. I have my phone, which has music. So I have those headphones. And then I bring a thing called an iPod. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. And that has a lot of music on it. Those have headphones. So I'm usually got my headphones on the whole time. And then, all right, here's the anterior iliac crest right here and posterior. She's a little chunky, so we're going to have fat over the top of it. And that's when things changed for me. Somebody asked me, where did things change? I was, studying from the great animators, the current animators, they were drawing sexy girls. And then at 19, I met Glenn Villepeu and everything got round. It's great. So all of a sudden, my drawings got round because I fell in love with Rubens. I would say the closest person to the actual living Rubens, who is my hero today, who is living, who is the closest to what Rubens was, and the level of Rubens, of course, is Glenn Villepeu. So we're going to go here. But all of a sudden, I just became in love with Rubens. So it's kind of round, and it's coming towards us. We're going to wrap around. So as we go through these drawings and these tours of the Getty, I'll show you stuff. Okay. Now, it takes a long time. Nobody's ever learned drawing, so it's pretty cute. Text messages. It's kind of cute because, they're saying, master. First of all, get rid of the word master. I don't think that should exist. The journey, I'll take that. We're going to have a book that we're going to use, and we're actually going to unlock the journey, and that will be on the other lectures. Okay. But let's get rid of that. I'm going to master drawing, or I know how to draw. I don't know anybody who says they know how to draw. I'm drawing just morning to morning. I do not know how to draw. I've gotten to the point where I'm getting kind of good at it, but certainly do not know how to draw. So here I'm using these lines to guide, and this has to be in everything you do because your whole job as an artist is to tell a story. When I work professionally, I'm telling stories, and I work in a brutal field now. It's pretty wild. So after doing animation, oh God, animation, TV, features, commercials, training films, advertising, all of that. It's finally come into this crazy field called forensics, and I love it. So I'm a homicide guy, and because of all the years of experience, when I look at the the case, I can see it in my head in real time, and then I just draw it, and then they use it. So I actually walk around during the day, and I've got murders going in my head. It's not like you see on TV. Okay, so here's a head going back. I'm going to use the Riley method. So we teach that at our school. Every kid comes in knows Riley. We've got kids right now that are 9 years old that are really good at it. I have kids that are hopefully current teachers are 12 or 13, and they're teaching it. So I have 13-year-olds teaching Riley, and then I have 17-year-olds who are very, very proficient at Riley. So we teach it right away, and it works. But Riley actually started, if you really look, from Albrecht Dürer, Albrecht, that guy. So you're really going to have to go back to, Durer, which is really mechanical stuff. And you'll see the rhythms in his. Look at the, beautiful faces and stuff. So when I'm studying rhythms, I'm usually with Albrecht Dick 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 Dur. Okay, so there we go. So now you can see this is flowing. Okay, and then she has breasts, boobs, but they're not. They're not. There's a thought that breasts were designed to feed small children and keep significant others busy at night. No, that has nothing to do with it. They're there to show form and direction. Okay, so let's start thinking about that. And here we go. It wouldn't be uncommon to see me, on a beach walking up to a person, whether it be male or female, and say, boy, those boobs are really showing the direction. They hit you, but I'm a professional. I do this for a living. So this arm is slightly down. So this would be a rounder directional tool. Okay. Directional indication tool. But this arm is taller. So this is now more of an ellipse. Okay. Now, what happens is the nipple also does the same. So that's a round nipple, and this is an elliptical nipple. Okay, so there you go, and there you go. There's laying. Okay, so we got that. The next thing would be if we have a figure and it's pushing weight out, bam, that would be a force of energy, a distribution of energy. It's going this way, wham. And then that would be a system, it'd be scientific, it's trajectory, right? So pulls the trajectory, which I use a lot in my when I do work. It's basically scientific trajectory distribution systems. Scientific trajectory distribution systems is what we're really looking for, and those are STDs. So you really want to look for the STDs when you're doing your drawing. And then when you're animating, that's what you're going to arc. You're going to arc the STD. Okay, so it's consistent. So if you've got a hip and it's dancing, they're pushing the hip around, you want to put a mark there. So it's usually where the iliac crest is. So there's your iliac crest. And then we'll go like there would be like a point, like right here, I could put this energy like that. See, put that line, bam. See, and that's going this way. So that's an STD. And then you'll arc that because otherwise it's going to bump all over the place. Okay. And then we'll come around here. Whenever you come to this side, come back to the other side. So this is going to go up like that. Now, this is what I love about what Vilpu did to me in drawing is when you take the pencil and you pull down and then you turn it. There you go. And so you get this nice kind of firm edge there. I think you get that nice, soft, it's just sexy. Okay. And then we go like this. So we've got that here, and we can take this and push it up this way. So this is going to go this way. This will come down like that. So here we go. So this is for you guys, but it's also going to be videos for my grandchildren. I'm a grandpa. I'm a pop, and my grandchildren, they just melt me, as do the students at my school. I'm kind of a grandpa there too, or a dad, kind of a dad. So you see we're going opposite here to here. Doesn't come easy, guys. Work for it. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to go this way. Okay, so everything's opposite. And then we're going to put in cross contours. So we're going to fill those forms as they come around. For the people out there who are teaching and they're promising you that you could learn drawing in one day, I was kind of thinking of other things that I think we can also learn in one day. So if you come to my one-day seminars, I think we could cure cancer in a day. Why not? You got one out there, bring them in. If they don't make it, you got other loved ones. But we'll give it a try. It'll be fun. And if it doesn't work, you can eat. We'll have food there. Okay. So we can cure cancer, global warming. We'll do that. World peace. What do they say in the beauty pageants, you know, and world hunger. We can do that. Not gonna learn to draw in a day, guys. Okay, here we go. You don't want to. You want it to be something that has value to it. You know, when you've put in, you know, 40 years, there's a meaning for that. So this is going to overlap this line, and that brings it forward. So this overlaps this. Now you see this is curve and curve. We don't want to do that. So I'm going to take the inside, the sartorius muscle, and I'm going to put a straight line. Bam. So now I've got curve, straight, curve. I'll put a straight right there. So we're playing curve against straight. You want it to have a reason, you know, you put in the time, you know, when you sit down with a physician, a doctor, which I get to work with brilliant doctors, it's from their experience. And so you want to make, you know, it's what makes it work. That's what makes them professional. So here I'm putting in cross contours where it turns is the core shadow. And of course, you learned core shadows one day. Am I being facetious and sarcastic? Yes, I am. This is the first video. We're going to relax. We're going to have fun. But it's not going to happen in one video. Get the videos off of our site. You know, give a little text out to Corey or Robin and get them. We'll back you up. And if you have a question, give it. You know, we have an actual school. We have a location. Give us a call. So we have that. And just get started. What we are going to do are pro tips, and the pro tips will get you there faster. So when I say pro tip, that's going to kind of get rid of, could be several years worth of grief. So when I say 3+1, that's a pro tip. Okay, so we're going to go here. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go around. See? 1, 2, 3, around. Okay. 1, 2, 3, around. Yeah, let's see. Here's the latissimus dorsi coming around this way. Okay. So we're going back into my college classes and kind of the way it's taught at our school. We're going to have fun. It takes a long time to come up with ridiculous lectures. Usually stolen from movies. Here we go. This paper's fun, but it has a grain to it, so it's what's called a wove in the paper business. So this is going towards me, so we got to wrap around. The problem is it stops the eye, so we do a on-ramp. So we go this way, we do an on-ramp, and we can do an off-ramp and an on-ramp. See, and then you get this beautiful core shadow. It should be somewhat uneven. Now, if you're taking a photo and you're just putting the photo here and copying it over, it makes you feel good, but we have no reason for it. We have no need for it. Because I already have the photo. Okay. So what we need to do is to be inventing, especially with the advent of AI. So I'm training the students at my school to be kind of ahead of AI. I have a lot of people teaching me stuff about AI, and it doesn't scare me. It's fine. And the kids at the school don't realize it, but I'm getting them ready to be able to use that. Saying I use for AI is just, AI is your bitch. It's just there to help you. It's just to work for you. AI, do this while I'm doing this. Okay, just get to work, and it'll work for you, and then you can use whatever part of it you want. But it's going to change everybody's world. Ours the least. All right, so there you go. And then from here, it's just how much further you want to go. Let's take one part of it to the end. Let's do the stomach. So now I'm using a lot of 3+1s. Just guiding the eye. We get lost. Just totally get lost in your drawing. So this is coming towards us. This is going away. So towards, away. You know, I like to get in there and just feel it. Make sure I don't have my head in that. Oh, we're doing pretty good. This is my studio. This is where I live. I don't really spend much time in the rest of the house. I just stay in here. Okay, see how that works? And it'll just continue to grow and grow and grow. Horse shadows, cat shadows. Edges. We're going to spend a lot of time in the Rubens room. That's where I would spend most of my time at the Getty. But again, it's closed right now. I'll still be going to the Getty quite a bit because I have access to the library. I just go in there and keep my headphones on the whole time. Just study, take pictures, just study. It's paradise. And you'll have access too, because I'll show you what I've studied. I'll show you what photos I've taken, and you know, it should be fine. Okay. Here's a sketchbook. So once we get past one of these drawings, we're going to spend a lot of time in here. These are drawings from, some of these are from the Getty. Let's see. And this one's made up, is out of my head. And let's see what we got going here. The pastel from our school. Let's see. These are photos, probably photos from the Getty. Not right there. Get the energy, get into gesture. But I liked this is from the Getty. That was my last time there. And you just sit there and draw. It's so fun. It's just paradise. Okay. That's from the Getty, but I changed it. This was a guy. So this painting is a male. I changed it to a female. So you're always changing. And this, of course, is a, we'll draw her. She's really fun to draw. So we'll have that. Okay. So I'm real excited about this because it's got my passions, which is sketchbooks, study, and books, and of course, the Getty. Okay. So this will be the Getty series. And you'll know it's a series because you'll see this piece of paper to start. But this piece of paper might be a portal to a whole sketchbook because I don't have that much of this paper. Okay. See you on the next Getty journey. How's that? We'll call it to open the journey of the Getty. All right. I'll see you guys in a while.